Welcome to our next video in our series in the Go Remote or Remote Workforce Solutions project. I'm Kyle DeWitt, Vice President of Technical Services for ScanSource, and today I've got two of our resident experts in the collaboration space. I've got Dustin Gabbett, who is a solutions architect with ScanSource, and Tom Laguerre, who's a member of the solutions engineering team with Intelisys. Welcome, guys. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening in the collaboration space. And Dustin, you and I have spent a lot of time in the traditional ScanSource business, where a lot of our products are prem-based, but we're seeing not only our suppliers but our customers transitioning the consumption of those collaboration products from prem to cloud. And now that they're all remote, there's really a demand for as-a-service solutions for collaboration. So why don't you spend a couple minutes and just tell us what kind of trends you're seeing in this space?
Sure, absolutely. So from the meeting platform supplier's point of view, they're seeing a ton more users, a lot more meeting minutes, and a lot more meetings. It's really unprecedented growth, and they're having to scale all of their infrastructure to meet these demands. And then when you get over to the end users' point of view, what they're experiencing on this, they may have had access to collaboration in the past, but they may have used it, they may have embraced it, but now they really don't have a choice. It's not optional. It's not hey guys, please use video. It's you got to use video or use the tools that we have available. And I think for another interesting way to look at it as well is from the IT buyer's perspective. Like you found out on a Friday afternoon that people were going to be working from home for the foreseeable future. These IT managers and the likes had to have in place, if they didn't already, something to support this. And so they would find there's a lot of these providers that have free offerings. And one thing that they've done is, if they didn't have free offerings, they have free offerings now, and they've expanded those offerings too. So they've maybe removed some of the limitations on those free offerings. But that's in general the kind of trends we're seeing.
Yep. Yeah, and I've mentioned in other outlets that this is a digital transformation that the customers, the people that are experiencing this transformation, we're ready for, because we all have consumer grade collaboration equipment. We all have phones and laptops, and Tom and I are using AirPods for this, and you have a more enterprise grade headset microphone. So this is a digital transformation that is easier for the people that are being impacted by it. But just as you said, the IT organizations did have to scramble in order to support the wide breadth of collaboration. So Tom, on the Intelisys side, I know that you guys have a bunch of suppliers also that play in this space, and this is one of those areas where a lot of us fall into the trap of thinking just audio and video for collaboration. I know the Intelisys sales engineers use pretty extensively some other collaboration tools with their engagements with customers. So why don't you take a minute and just tell us what else is in our collaboration toolbox besides audio and video?
Absolutely. Thank you, Kyle. And that's an excellent question. Collaboration tools, if you go back in the history, they started off as being based on a box at somebody's location of business, often bundled in with a PBX. And what we are seeing today is the explosion of collaboration tools during the lockdown that we're in, and they're all cloud-based. People are using these tools from home. They're using them whether you're an SMB, they're using them whether you're an enterprise business, and they exploded several 100% overnight in the minutes of usage and the number of users that are using these tools without having to buy a single piece of hardware. So, and when we start talking about collaboration tools, it's a lot more than just voice and video, which of course is collaboration, but there's so much more that comes with the collaboration tool suite. And we're seeing that get used now during this time of lockdown with everybody working remotely. For example, document sharing, being able to have a central file share during a meeting and a team of users, and all have access to those documents. And that file editing, being able to edit those documents real time and make use of that in a way it was never used before, at least more extensively. One of my favorites is whiteboarding, often overlooked. Whiteboarding allows you to take control of the screen, grab your Apple Pencil or your finger or your mouse, and just start drawing out a diagram and sketching with whiteboarding, just as if you were there in the conference room with the customer. I don't know about you, but I'm always carrying those whiteboard markers with me. And when I walk into a customer premise, I'm ready to jump up and start doing some drawing. But now I still am ready, whether I'm using my iPad or my laptop or my personal hardware at home, it's ready to go. So there's so many different ways to collaborate. There's texting, there's chatting, there's the voice, there's video, there's whiteboard, there's file sharing, and it's all very interactive, and it's without any type of investment in hardware at all. And like Dustin mentioned, there's a lot of the suppliers that are offering this right now through the Intelisys portfolio are actually giving month-to-month promotions, free trials, no cost at all, or minimal cost without commitments to go ahead and use their tool sets. Obviously with the hope that you'll get hooked and use them in the long term, but at the same time, trying to help out businesses get through this very difficult situation that we're in right now.
Yeah, I think I would be remiss as a moderator or good straight man if I didn't ask you to plug how easy it is to deploy SaaS-based collaboration tools versus on-prem. So I know we've talked about that topic before. We're being thrust into this new work environment. When you have a collaboration suite that is, software as a service or cloud managed, how quickly you can either do new deployments of new feature sets or make move adds and changes the MACD work. So if you want to take another minute here, just to plug the flexibility that Cloud Solutions gives us.
Thank you, Kyle. It is very easy, though, in all seriousness, not just for a plug, but you're able to ramp up users by the hundreds and thousands very, very quickly and shrink that user base and make the contracts flexible, pay per user without having to make any kind of CapEx expense at all. You're ready to go almost with any hardware that you have available today at home, even if it's nothing more than your smartphone, and use the service as needed and stop using it as needed. No additional investments needed.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Dustin, let's shift just a little bit. We're staying in the remote workforce lane here, but at this point, it's our workforce has transitioned. The move has happened, and people are now at home and finding productivity and efficiencies from working from home. So the shift has happened already, but we're starting to see that remote workforce impact in other areas, and I know healthcare is one that's directly impacted. There's a lot of telehealth, teledoc options popping up. I know there's mobile health centers that are popping up, and now our healthcare providers have become the remote workers, if not the patients. So are you seeing anything interesting happening in that space that's both healthcare and remote working?
Yeah, we've absolutely seen. I've experienced it personally. We had an appointment for our daughter that was coming up, and it was a few days, and we got a reminder. We're thinking, I don't think we're supposed to go in.
Yeah.
So we sent off a message to them, and they said, "Oh no, absolutely not." It's like, yes, that's why we're asking. But the systems are kind of automated to send out these reminders, and they said, if you need to see us, you can do a video, do it over video, and so that's now kind of become the norm for non-urgent visits that you would have to have. They want to do it by remotely, and so it's just kind of the understood thing now is like, oh, if you're going to see the doctor and it's not related to this pandemic, then it's likely going to be done remotely.
Yep. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys giving us some insight into those trends, and for our viewing audience, our partners, both on the Intelisys side and the ScanSource side. These two gentlemen are examples of experts that we have on our staff that are able to help you have these conversations with your customers. So I thank Dustin and Tom for joining us today. I really appreciate the insight you guys had, not just in enabling the remote workforce, but also in these other areas that maybe people aren't thinking about right now. So We implore you to check out the scansource.com/go remote or Intelisys.com/go remote pages. For more information, there's blogs and write-ups and other videos in this series. So again, thank you to you two, and thank you to our partners for your business.